So my name's Shawn Witzemann. I'm an independent journalist. I was at the Capitol on January 6th. I was contacted by the FBI roughly a week afterwards.
Wow.
And, at that point, all my stuff was public, so there was nothing to hide or anything else. I mean, it is what it is. I'm a journalist. So they took all my things, and I turned all that over to them. No problem. Figured it was what it was, and that would be it. That was my hope. Well, 4 months later, they obviously changed their mind, and they went ahead and charged me with 4 federal misdemeanors.
4 of them?
Yeah.
Damn.
And so my trial right now is scheduled for July 19th in D.C.
How are you feeling about it?
I'm excited.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's time. I mean, that's the thing is it drags on and it drags on, and you want to work the process as somebody who's fighting it. But I want it to be over too. I'm tired of dealing with it. Granted, my situation hasn't been as bad as some. I'm not locked in jail, but it's had effects, big effects on my life. I mean, it changes everything.
Is there any risk of you speaking out publicly, like on a live stream or?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a risk involved. I mean, that's part of the problem is that I had been such a public person.
Yeah.
That they're going to use every little thing I've ever said against me. That's how that goes. But it's like, the ship has kind of sailed in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. And so, I don't like to get into like specific defense strategies or anything.
Yeah,
like
don't.
But, it is what it is. I think it's a First Amendment fight.
Yeah. Did they ever take your cell phone and kind of look through it?
They did not.
They did not do that?
They did not.
Huh.
They did not take my cell phone, and I don't know if that was just due to the special agents who were working the case.
Or maybe they already look at it and they don't tell us that they already have.
Well, yeah, they looked at everything. They did seize my Facebook. They seized my Instagram, which completely killed the audience that I built. And that's been pretty impossible to get back.
Right.
I'm not, somebody that you could consider conservative. So I think that was, much to my detriment, was I had built a very eclectic audience. And some people in that audience really hated me for the things that I was speaking out against at the time. But it was what it was, and I felt like I was reaching people who weren't understanding, who weren't seeing everything that was going on, and they just zapped that away from me. Obviously, that made crowdfunding immensely.
So they took down your Instagram?
Yes.
They completely nuked it?
Yeah. They
How many subs did you have at the time?
I don't even remember on that one. I mean, it was probably somewhere around 3,000-4,000 people.
So
nothing massive, but it was definitely healthy.
But they basically just take away your voice, so that when you go out and say, "I need help," there's no audience to listen to you.
I mean, that was the long and the short of what had happened, because I had crowdfunded most of my trips as it was anyways. I mean, it was all independent live stream journalism. I walked with the Proud Boys, at every rally. I was there for all of it. And a lot of that footage, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is up on my Twitter now. I've gone through and
what's your Twitter?
It. My Twitter's at Shawn Witzemann, at ShawnWitzemann.
Okay, here. Do it again?
Yeah.
Great. We're going to pull it up, guys. I'll try to get on the screen here as well for you. So if you want to follow him, you can find him there too. Awesome. Shawn Bradley Witzemann. Let's pull it up on the main screen too.
So I've got a thread pinned to the front that shows kind of the entire Gonzo journal that I put together. So there's some interesting things. It's very long. It's very extensive. There's lots of footage of me finding places to urinate late at night in D.C. So, that is what it is.
Dude, on January 6th, they closed all the bathrooms in D.C. People were just like freaking pissing in the street.
Oh, it was disgusting.
Like, why would you want that as a city? Like,
well, and that was what was funny is that you couldn't find any place, and that was the way it was before. But I remember distinctly on January 6th, before I even walked towards the Capitol, there was a bathroom right by the Washington Monument, and it was overflowing. It was absolutely, which was funny. In one of the hearings, they were going after one of the guys and saying that he had urinated on the Capitol as a form of protest or whatever, and it was just kind of silly. It's like, no, there was no place to use the bathroom.
Yeah, they shut everything down.
Yeah,
I remember we got McDonald's. They wouldn't let us eat inside, and it was freezing outside. So we took our burgers, walked outside, and they were frozen again. And then we had to like piss outside of the freaking alleyways.
Yeah. I mean, Muriel Bowser made everything as miserable as she possibly could, and I think that was completely intentional. You know, I saw it building even on the 5th. You know, you had shutdown DC going out, and they were literally trying to shut down. They were calling all the hotels and saying, "Don't even let these people stay here." So,
did she get loose? Yeah, Cloud, come here. Oh my God! Sorry, guys.
dog business.
I had her unleashed, and now she's just running around.
Yeah. So, you know, long story short, I think Muriel Bowser was doing all sorts of things to make it miserable for anybody who was there, and it worked. And it turned into kind of a miserable experience for a lot of people. So
yeah, that day was miserable. I mean, just the weather, and then not being able to use the bathroom. Also amazing. Also an amazing day too.
Yeah, it was a real bizarre mix of emotions.
Yeah,
sure.
But the fact that we had to piss in an alley was just kind of gross.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
This bear, I gotta tie her up, man. She just likes to explore.
Yeah, she's not doing anything. Yeah, so I think what we're doing. Like I say, everybody can go to stophate.com. And you can see some of the things I've written there. I've been writing.
Oh, you work with Stop Hate?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and we're doing a lot to just dig through and watching tons of footage. Talking to the guys in the jails. I just finished up listening 3 phone calls between Dave Summerall and the guys that are stuck in the gulag. And listening to their experiences. Just from the feckless and ineffectual counsel that they're getting. From public defenders. It's a rough situation. Those guys. We can say what they want, especially about people who, committed violence or are alleged to have,
Yep.
And we can talk about that, but everyone's entitled to have due process. And I think that's something that
Absolutely.
we've seen in those cases is that they've been denied due process. And that's just blatantly un-American.
Well, I wish you luck. I hope that January 19th goes well and that you become a free man that you deserve to be.
Yeah.
I don't think you did anything wrong that day. And that's my opinion.
Well, and I know I didn't.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing is that in my heart, I know I didn't do anything wrong. So it really doesn't matter.
Right.
At the end of the day, how that turns out. I've got to be able to look my children in the face after I've taught them for years not to lie.
Right.
And they've seen everything I've gone through. I mean, obviously, I lost my house through all this.
Oh my God.
Bills, and just the whole 9 yards. I mean, I had a business in Colorado that funded a lot of my activity, and that ended up getting blown up, because of negative press, really, in more liberal areas. And so it's like that's the price I guess I'm paying. Other people pay other prices, but this is what we have to do to ensure freedom.
Damn, that's crazy.
So, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Of course. And you guys see this is what we go through on the right side of politics these days as basically political prisoners. We're being targeted for our beliefs, and it's ridiculous. Well, we're cheering for you, man. We're cheering for you. Go follow this guy on Twitter, guys. I'm going to pull his link up again so you guys can follow him. Here you go. Shawn Bradley Witzemann. I pronounced that correctly? Witzemann. Oh, okay.
That's all right.
Is it German?
It's German, yeah. It should be Witzemann.
Witzemann.
We'll go with Witzemann.
Awesome. Yeah, man, of course. Well, go follow him, guys. Go support his work. Obviously, they're coming after all of us, trying to take our pages down. Really just making it impossible for us to all grow. And I think what they want to do is kill our voices because they're scared. That's the bottom line. They're scared of us. So thanks again for everyone who just followed him. I see Ray, you just gave a follow. I'll see you later, man. Awesome.